Picture relocating your entire remote work setup to a palm-lined coast with a favorable climate and a competitive cost of living. In 2023, the Spanish government created a specific mechanism to make this a reality, the Visa for Teleworkers of an international character, launched as a core piece of the country's new startup law. The incentives are massive. Approved applicants secure up to 5 years of legal residency, gain access to a highly beneficial tax regime, and earn the right to travel freely across the Schengen area. The Schengen area is a zone of 29 European countries that have officially abolished border controls at their mutual borders. It takes the concept of working from a Spanish cafe out of a legal gray area or a temporary tourist stay and turns it into a structured, legitimate route to permanent European residency. But securing this status is not as simple as buying a plane ticket. It requires navigating a highly regulated framework of immigration laws. Spain applies a strict eligibility funnel to this visa. A vast majority of hopeful applicants will fail to meet the rigorous criteria and get filtered out before they even file their paperwork. This is exactly where AI-powered immigration platforms like WanaVisa come in. They allow you to instantly analyze your profile against these complex legal filters, identifying potential roadblocks before you spend thousands on legal fees. So let's look at the exact financial, professional, and bureaucratic gates you have to pass to actually secure this visa. The very first filter is your passport. If you are already a citizen of the European Union or the European Economic Area, you are immediately disqualified from this specific program. Next, authorities check your local history. You cannot have resided illegally in Spain, and you cannot have held a Spanish work permit within the last 5 years. Then comes the professional test. You cannot apply as a local job seeker. Your employment must be tied to a company based outside of Spain, or if you are self-employed, your clients must be predominantly international. You also have to prove strict professional stability. The application requires documentation showing at least a 1-year working relationship with your employer or clients, plus either a university degree or 3 full years of relevant professional experience. These initial hurdles immediately eliminate casual, entry-level remote workers, ensuring the applicant pool is restricted to highly skilled, established international talent. This chart compares Spain's minimum wage against the benchmark you must hit, the IPREM. You must demonstrate a stable monthly income of 200% of the IPREM, roughly €2,520. For family, add 75% for your first dependent and 25% for each additional person. Passing this financial gate also means you must commit to becoming a tax resident in Spain, allowing you to access the favorable tax conditions written into the startup law. By setting the income floor so high, the Spanish government ensures they are importing robust economic contributors who can comfortably sustain themselves without straining local social systems. Once you clear the financial thresholds, you enter the paperwork phase. You have to provide a perfectly clean criminal record certificate covering the last 2 years from any country where you have lived. You must also purchase comprehensive private health insurance out of pocket, guaranteeing you are covered for all medical risks while inside the country. And the legal standards for your documents are incredibly strict. Foreign paperwork often needs to be processed by a certified sworn translator and apostilled. An apostille is an international certification that verifies the authenticity of a legal document for use in another country. When you add it all up, the true out-of-pocket costs are significant. The government fee is around €80 to €100, but the necessary legal assistance to assemble the dossier usually costs between €800 and €2,000. Surviving the qualification funnel requires capital, precision, and the administrative endurance to build a legally flawless profile. You can submit your complete application through 2 distinct avenues: booking an appointment at a Spanish embassy in your home country, or applying directly to the Unit for Large Companies and Strategic Collectives if you are already legally inside Spain. Once submitted, the authorities typically issue their decision within a 15 to 45-day window. However, if the government finds an error or requests additional documentation, that timeline can stretch up to 90 days. At this stage, even the most qualified applicants simply have to surrender control and wait out a processing period governed entirely by state bureaucracy. If your application is approved, a very specific clock starts ticking. you have exactly 30 days to physically enter Spain. Within 1 month of your arrival, you have one final administrative hurdle: visiting a local immigration office to formalize your residency and secure your TIE. The TIE is the Tarjeta de Identidad de Extranjero, your official physical identification card as a foreign resident. Completing that final step grants you full legal protection and seamless access to the vibrant lifestyle, culture, and climate of Spain. Navigating IPREM thresholds, sworn translations, and strict deadlines is a heavy lift, but you can use WanaVisa.ai to get a smart, AI-powered map of your specific immigration path to keep you on track. Spain's Digital Nomad Visa puts every applicant through a rigorous proving ground, but for those who pass the test, it offers one of the most powerful and rewarding tools for global mobility available today.